What's up everyone, welcome once again to the channel. It is your boy Luis Portelles and today we are continuing the conversation about Miss Supranational 2025. Just a couple of days ago I posted here my early standout candidates of this year's competition, and today I would like to go deeper into that conversation by presenting to you guys a list of delegates that in my opinion might not be considered standouts or fan favorites by many. Maybe they don't have as much hype on social media, maybe they don't even come from a such factor country, but regardless they have the potential to excel in this competition. So I have prepared a list of a couple of candidates and I'll be presenting to you guys the reasons why I believe they deserve that recognition. If you enjoyed this episode, please go ahead and drop a like on this video, subscribe to the channel, leave a comment down below so you can also be part of the conversation, and if you feel like sharing with a friend, please go ahead and do so as it does help a lot. So without further ado, let's get right into it. I hope you guys enjoyed this. Alright, so I do have my laptop here with all of my comments and the things that I would like to highlight, and the very first delegate that I want to put the spotlight on is Miss Supranational Argentina. If I'm being quite honest with you guys, it almost felt like a crime not to include her on my list of standouts. To be quite honest, the Americas was the continent with the most delegates, and just for reasons like I wanted to keep it short, I decided to kind of edit. I do believe though Miss Argentina is a standout. Now, she is incredibly beautiful, of course. She is very experienced. This is a woman who has competed even at a Miss Universe level. So we are talking about, you know, the big leagues over here. When you look at her facial beauty, physical prototype, everything seems to be just a perfect match for Miss Supranational. One of the reasons why I hesitated to put her, right away on the standouts is because I still want to see her a little bit more in motion. It's been a couple of years since she competed and whatnot, so I want to see where she is at in, today's day and age. I also would like to see her mingle a little bit more with some of the other delegates in the competition, as she seems to be very comfortable with her surroundings and whatnot. So I want to see her get out of her element a little bit more. Luckily, in the next couple of days, we have extensive competitions and challenges, so she will most definitely have an opportunity to showcase those things, and you best believe I will be keeping an eye on her. All right, the next delegate that I want to talk about, it is, this one hits home quite literally, Miss Supranational Canada. This has been, I have not been subtle about this, as Lihan is one of my favorite delegates in this year's edition, not just because she represents Canada, but also because I got to follow her journey for quite a while at this point. I would say, without putting anyone down, of course, that in terms of like Canadian representatives, I do believe that she is one of those delegates that went above and beyond in terms of her preparation. I even remember like reacting a couple of years ago to her participation in Miss Universe Canada, and just being able to witness at this point the growth, just the evolution, how much she put into this journey, not just in terms of her preparation, but also her vision with the gowns and the looks and all of it. One of the reasons why I'm putting her on this list, and I feel like she is actually gaining momentum, so she still has to get to that point where she will be considered a standout, is simply because in good old Canadian fashion, my girl is being so gentle, so kind to everyone. She is kind of allowing everyone to take the spotlight. And you know what? That's fine, because at this point, we are still kind of in like chill mode. I just really hope that when the time comes for her to stand on stage, to grab the microphone, to give us a performance on the runway, she will be able to do that unapologetically. That's my only ask from you, all right? And when it comes to the rest, honestly, I feel like beauty, kindness, eloquence, all of those elements are already there to begin with. So it is only a matter of taking ownership of the stage. Okay, so let's keep it moving. I'm gonna talk about Miss Cayman Island. And I have been kind of like keeping an eye on some of the predictions online and some of the topics and this and that. And I'm going to say, sometimes I don't see Miss Cayman Island as represented in those topics. And this is what I have to say when it comes to that. I do understand that perhaps for the average pageant fan, she is not necessarily the tallest or the statuesque or the most this and that. But one thing is undeniable, she is incredibly beautiful. Second thing is she is extremely eloquent. Go ahead and watch the interview that I had with her. It's on my Facebook page. And this girl left me speechless for a moment. And that is not super easy to do when it comes, like I'm very comfortable doing interviews and whatnot, and this girl really shook me for a moment. So she is, extremely well-spoken. Communication skills are really, really on point. And the third thing is like one aspect that pageant fans tend to overlook sometimes is just the heart and how genuine a girl can be, not just in her everyday interactions with everyone, but also in her advocacy, which here in Supra is super, super important, especially when it comes to the From the Ground Up project and whatnot. So this is a girl who has been checking all of those boxes. I know that off the bat, we tend to go very often with, like physical looks and whatnot. So they look at the height and this and that. But I'm telling you, do not disregard her because this girl is extremely promising. All right, moving on, another candidate that hits home quite literally, and that is Miss Supranational Cuba. Honestly, one of the freshest candidates in this year's batch. I mean, I just love my girls from Cuba simply because we are not a pageant country. As a matter of fact, for the past couple of years, we have been slowly but surely reintegrating the pageant industry as we haven't been represented for decades, quite literally. I can tell that this girl, is really putting a lot of passion, a lot of love, a lot of desire in how she wants to represent our country and how she wants to be perceived herself. She does have some international pageant experience as she got to represent Cuba at Miss Global just a couple of months ago, last year, I believe. So she is coming here, with a lot of expectation. I really think that she is doing things right. As I said earlier in the beginning, sometimes these girls have something to prove as we don't come from a country that has like that massive support or sash factor. So of course, in a situation like that, prelims, top model competition, all of these opportunities that she will get on stage are, so decisive in the outcome of the competition. So I do feel like she is more in this category. But let me tell you, like the beauty, the charisma, the eloquence, everything is in there. So everyone, please support my girl from Cuba. Now, another girl that I want to highlight is, of course, Miss Supranational El Salvador. When you look at her, she simply screams supranational prototype. There's something about this girl. She is so beautiful. She is super tall. She is well-spoken. Actually, when I was watching some of the introduction videos where like Harashta was putting the sashes on the girl, she was very, very eloquent. And most importantly, she's also very kind. She has good manners. Every single morning, she is very pleasing, wishing everyone good morning and whatnot. So I like to see that in a candidate. If I'm being quite honest, I do think that she has everything it takes to obtain a placement. Similar to some of the comments that I made on this video, she is a little bit more on the softer, calm side, a bit more chill. So I do hope that she is able to turn that on and off when it comes to, the energy level and whatnot, because I need to see the energy, I need to see the performance on stage. I want her to give me a moment. That's what I'm looking for. So I feel like if she's able to balance those things, she will be a perfect representative. Okay, let's continue with Americas, and the next delegate that I want to talk about is Miss Supranational Mexico. Mexico, honestly, I'm going to tell you, she is one of those candidates that you need to keep an eye on. She is so fierce. She is so beautiful. I feel like she is different from the other Latinas in the batch. I can tell that her journey has been very intentional as she always comes out with the looks. I mean, every single time there's a fashion statement, there is something, that takes us back to Mexican culture, colorful, sexy, professional when she wants to be professional. I love the versatility of this candidate. I had the opportunity to see her walk a couple of times during rehearsals, but also out of, like the rehearsal room, just like overall. And I do think that she's one of those girls that will deliver on the performance, on the fire, on stage. To be quite honest, in retrospective, she is a standout. I just didn't want to make my video overly long, and I wanted to represent every single continent. So I kind of tried to like keep it short, but Mexico, I have no doubt. I mean, my girl is gonna give us a show. Let us talk about Miss Supranational Myanmar. Although it is undeniable that Myanmar has some very fierce competition this year at Miss Supranational, especially when it comes from the Asian continent, it is undeniable that also the delegate that Myanmar sent this year is very prepared. One of the things that I really like about this girl is that she seems laser focused in the competition. I always see her being on time, very disciplined, very kind to everyone in the team, not just the girls, but also the staff, the media members, everyone. I mean, it's just like so pleasing to work with her. Very nice girl to be around. I also really enjoy her sense of fashion. Every single time she comes out with a statement piece. We actually look out for her because she delivers this perfect blend of, you know, heritage when it comes to her looks, but also with a modern twist. So it never feels like she is like wearing something like purely cultural or purely like modern off the rack, but really like a perfect blended concept, you know? So that's very good, as it is quite intentional, and it shows that she put a lot of time and effort and thought into her Miss Supranational preparation. I do think, once again, she's one of the girls that I need to see a little bit more of in terms of the performance. So I do think that this upcoming week is going to be so important. Prelims, top model, there is a lot of material there. I mean, if we go with the history of excelling with the fashion, I do think that the top model competition will be maybe one of her best moments. So I do hope that she will grab that moment and really show us what she can deliver. Moving on, let's talk about Miss Supranational Nepal, one of my adopted countries. I love so much Nepal. I miss Nepal. I want to go back. What I'm going to say about Miss Supranational Nepal, I mean, I had the opportunity to talk to her the other day. Super eloquent, I mean, such a strong communicator. She is like a chill vibes type of girl. Like, she's not really trying so hard, so just going with the flow. And I kind of appreciate that effortless approach. I do believe in terms of her potential, physique, facial, you know, everything. She is one of the strongest delegates that Nepal has sent to Miss Supranational. So I do hope for a positive outcome in this year's, you know, placement, semi-finalists and whatnot. Similar to some of the other girls that I have been mentioning here, I do think that, you know, that chill, calm aura that she does have needs to be a little bit like switched when it comes to the upcoming days in different challenges, as it is time to also show that she can dominate on stage, that she can, you know, be fierce and have like a different edge when it comes to the performance skills. But so far, you know, honestly, I'm very happy with her entire rollout of her pageant journey, her pageant strategy. Again, I do feel like she has represented Nepali culture and the people from Nepal very well, and that's extremely important. As I mean, I have been in Nepal for a couple of weeks at a time, and I do know that it's a very beautiful country with a lot to offer. So in that sense, she has been doing an excellent job. The next one is Miss Supranational Nicaragua. All right, my goodness, beautiful, kind, disciplined, so eloquent, really the full package. Again, in retrospective, when I think about her, I really haven't had the opportunity to like interview her, like do a one-on-one with her per se or anything like that. But for the past couple of days that we have been here in Poland, she's one of those delegates that I talk to on the daily. I really do appreciate our interactions. They feel extremely genuine. She is very well-mannered, very kind, very eloquent. I did a little bit of research on her, and I did see that she has some, you know, like hosting experience on TV and whatnot. So this is a girl that really knows how to carry herself publicly, and I can tell based on my interactions with her, precisely because I haven't really had that one-on-one experience, you know, like interviewing or like seeing her in motion. I do want to see a little bit more of her on stage in these upcoming weeks in the different challenges that we are expecting. But honestly, just based off what I've seen so far and what I can kind of expect from her in the next couple of days, I do think that easily she could be one of those girls that makes the initial, you know, top, I don't know if it's like the top 20 or 24, but, you know, and go on and on onwards from there. So Nicaragua, keep it up. I mean, the full potential, the full package is right there. And now let us talk about Miss Supranational Norway. And honestly, I feel like enough people are not talking about her because this is a girl that brings experience when it comes to her pageant journey. In retrospective, I remember that I got to see her in full motion in El Salvador when she competed at Miss Universe a couple of years ago. So it's very good to see her back here at Miss Supranational. I'm going to say that her vibe, you know, her essence, the way that she carries herself is very different from most beauty queens in the competition. Not just here, but even back in the day at Miss Universe. It's almost like she carries herself as royalty. Like she has this very royal, very regal, very elegant aura that I honestly love. Whenever I am talking to her or whenever I got the opportunity to interact with her, it is always like a very polished, controlled, very, I don't know, like I feel like I'm talking to a queen. That's basically what I'm trying to say. I do want to see that she is able to let go a little bit more and enjoy her time on stage, because you know, when everything is so controlled and everything is so precise and everything is so detail oriented, I also want to see her being able to let go, have fun on stage, just interact with everyone and, you know, live present in the moment. Not that there's anything wrong with what she's doing so far. Actually, I do think that it sets her apart from everyone else. Let us see where this journey will take her. Honestly, I have high hopes for her. I think that she is beautiful. I mean, no questions asked. She is extremely beautiful, so tall, so kind. And again, when you mix all of those things with the, you know, very royal aura, I think that she is a standout by all means. Up next on the list, let us talk about Miss Supranational Peru. And I'm gonna tell you right away, because I got so many questions about this girl in the past video that I filmed. You know, she is beautiful, she is kind, she is eloquent, she has, honestly, the full package. I feel that up until this point, Miss Peru has been doing an excellent job representing her country, as most Peruvian candidates do. But also, I do feel like she has approached the competition so far almost like in a very easygoing way. She's just going with the flow, she's mingling with her girls and just having a good time. Now that the competitions is just about to start, I feel like it is the perfect time for her to showcase what she is capable of in terms of, you know, not just performing on stage, but also the discipline, being able to work together with the entire team to deliver the best possible experience. Because again, when I think of the beauty, the potential, the eloquence, and all of those things, they are right there, and I know that she can deliver. Peru, it could easily be one of the semifinalists, even go further in the competition if the performance is there. And again, the behavior and everything aligns as well. So good luck, Miss Peru. I want to talk about Miss Supranational Thailand. Thailand being one of those countries that usually puts so much in pageantry, not just here at Supranational, but in many different pageant systems all over the world. They have one of the biggest and most dedicated fan bases in the world as well. And right now, it is a very exciting time for pageantry in Thailand, as they quite literally just won the Miss World crown. I do feel like that our representative for Thailand this year came in with a very calm aura. Her strategy, her attack in terms of the competition is not super aggressive. She is actually a very chill girl, very kind, easygoing, always on top of her game, honestly. So I don't have anything to complain when it comes to her, whatnot. But I'm kind of used for some reason in other pageant systems and even in other years at Supranational to see Thai delegates be a little bit more intense when it comes to their attack. So I'm waiting to see how she is going to manage the next couple of days, the next couple of you know, activities, challenges and whatnot, as I know for a fact that she will come out maybe with some killer looks. She will showcase the pasarela skills and a lot of different areas. But I do think, once again, that I am still waiting to see a little bit more of that fire, that energy on stage. And I guess that opportunity is right there. It's up to her whether or not she will grab it. Let us go ahead and give her flowers to our Miss Supranational Zimbabwe as well. Honestly, one of the easiest going girls in the entire competition. I feel like the girl is just doing her thing. She is minding her business, interacting with a lot of the different delegates. So I do see her being very present. And one thing that I would like to really highlight about her is just her focus, her dedication, and just how implicated, how involved she is in this entire experience, you know. Even I know that a lot of people were commenting on some of her photos that I took the other day when they were doing the leprosy conference, as she was one of the very few delegates who was actually taking notes. I do think that in terms of performance, in terms of like showing her presence on stage, she is one of those delegates that the next couple of days will be just so important for her to be able to showcase herself under that light. But I do think that the commitment and just the overall, as I said, focus on this experience is definitely very present. One thing that I would like to highlight about her is the sense of fashion. I think that out of all of the delegates, she is one of the most playful, one of the girls who has been willing to take risks with the fashion. And I have been able to see online, you know, through some of my research, that she's also one of those girls that really put a lot of time, effort, and collaboration into her wardrobe. So I'm very happy to see that, you know, the vision is coming together, and hopefully with the right approach, with the right attack, on the next couple of days, she will be able to showcase the fulfilled vision on stage. All right. So there you go, everyone. Those were the girls that I wanted to highlight in this particular episode. Remember, these are not necessarily like standouts or this or that. These are simply girls that I believe could benefit from this opportunity to kind of, you know, use all of the challenges and the upcoming activities to their advantage, as some of them come from non-such factor countries. Some of them, you know, might not have been showing certain aspects of the preparation up until this point. Some of them, you know, different factors. So let me know down below, what do you think about the list? Is there someone that you would like to include? Maybe someone that I have not mentioned yet in my standouts list, or this one? Let me know down below. Don't remember to like, comment, and subscribe. And I will see you guys very soon, as the finals for Miss Supranational is literally just around the corner. Thank you for watching, and see you on the next one. Bye.